So whether you are looking to make passive income, if you just want to put a little extra money in your pocket, one of the best ways for you to do that is going to be by selling journals on Amazon KDP. Last month alone, I made about $700 from selling one book on Amazon. So imagine if we get 10 of these things going for about that same amount. That's $7,000 in 1 month. And they are so easy and simple to create. They're basically books full of the same blank type of page or the same page with lines. And you can sell these things for free on Amazon KDP. What's up, guys? This is Monique and welcome back to the channel. I am back with the news that you can use, but first, if you are new here, hello, bonjour, hola, aloha, konnichiwa, wagwan, shalom, assalamu alaikum, jambo, namaste. So there are actually 4 main steps to creating these books and getting them uploaded to Amazon. And the first is going to be doing the research, because we need to find the right books to sell on Amazon. The most common problem that a lot of people come to me and tell me when they aren't getting sales is because they are not finding the right books that people are looking for. This is the most important part that you want to take your time and dive into. And today we are going to be using Bookboat to find the best books to sell, because they are going to show you the best sellers. They are going to show you what's trending. They are going to show you the keywords that people are looking for. So when you first log into Bookboat, you want to make sure you're under the research tab, and then we're going to go to the cloud. Why? Because everything's in the cloud. So you can search for the top 100 up to 500. I always choose that. And something I want to make today is journals. So I'm going to choose a journal. And so some of the things that you should consider when you are thinking about the type of books to sell, what is trending or will soon be trending. It's April right now, Mother's Day coming up in May. So I want to create something for that, because a lot of people about to be on the internet looking for something for their mom. So we want to tap into that. So I'm going to use mom as a keyword so that it could pull the top 500 bestsellers for that. And then it's going to show me all of the different type of books that are doing well right now. There's a mom, I want to hear your story. That one is getting about 541 sales per month. And that's right now. May is not even here. And then you can scroll through all of these different books. There's another one, Letters to My Daughter. I think that's another interesting topic. That one's getting 262 estimated monthly sales. The next thing you want to do is test it out on Amazon. And when I go over to the search on Amazon, it's also going to show you the things that are trending right now. Teacher appreciation gifts, that's another thing that's about to come up soon that you can tap into. And then Mother's Day gifts, I told you that's another big one. So I'm going to search for your first year as a mom journal. And what you're looking for particularly at this point is that the results is going to be less than 1,000. That means that there's not a lot of competition out there for the topic you're interested in. And right here, you can see that there's 568 results. So far, so good. But now there's one more piece to the research we have to do. And that's going to be making sure that people are actually searching for this type of book. So we're going to go back to Bookboat and we're going to get out of the cloud. This time we're going to keywords. And so under keywords, we're going to hit search. And from there, I'm going to paste that title, Your First Year as a Mom. I'm scrolling through the keywords. I already see a daily journal for your first year as a mom. That one is currently getting 3,261 searches on Amazon, which is a good amount. Think about it. You have 3,200 people that are looking for this book. And there's only about 568 types of these books that they can choose from on Amazon. So that's low competition, high search volume. And here's another one, First Time Mom Journal. This one is getting about 4,294 searches on Amazon. So this officially confirms that we have selected a good book to create. So now that that part is done, we're about to get into the fun part of creating this book. That's going to be step 2 and step 3. So in order to create the book, we have to go over here to this research tab and we're going to go to create. And under here there's going to be Bookboat Studio. That's what we're going to choose, and we're going to keep it at paperback and cover interior. So we're going to keep it at the 6x9. We're going to keep it black and white because that's going to cost less for it to print, which means more money in your pocket. So I just chose 200 pages because when I was looking at another daily journal, they had about 200 pages, and I know that's working for them. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. So creating your cover is the next most important thing that you have to do, because once those people come and search for it, although there's low competition, there is still competition. So you want your book to stand out against every other book that they are looking at. So all I do is I go to this photo tab here, I select Pixabay, and then I'm thinking of mothers. I'm thinking of something soft, something floral, something pretty. So I just type flower background into here, and then you can scroll through and see if there's anything that you like. So this is the photo that I chose to work with here. So I'm just going to stretch this out and bring it onto the page. I stretched it a little bit more than a page because I don't want the flowers to be like too much going on, so I pulled it open a little bit more. And so the only other thing I'm really going to do to this, because I feel like enough is already going on in the photo, is just add a title. And so I'm going to go to the title box, I'm going to hit heading, I'm going to type your, then I'll move it to the side, grab another heading, first, then you keep doing this for the entire title, move that over, and then move that, and then one more is going to be mine. What I'm going to do with this is first make sure it is lined up in the center, and that green line will pop up to let you know you're in the center. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to highlight it all. I'm going to come up here to the top for the font, and then you're just going to play with some fonts and figure out what you like best. I went with something cursive for the first one because it reminds me of something feminine, and again, you got to keep what you're doing in mind. Then I'm going to kind of go back and forth between those, just like that. And honestly, at this point, you can leave that like that and you're done, because there's enough going on and the words help to add a little bit of oomph to it. But what I want to do is just add one more thing. I'm going to put like a gold border around it. So I'll go back to the photos in Pixabay, and I'm going to search for a gold border. And I'm going to just use a plain simple one because there's enough again going on in there. You don't need to do much else. One more title I'm going to add to it, just so that when people are seeing it, they can know what they are looking at without having to really click into it. And so I just added a daily journal. I'm going to put it underneath that, and voila, there it is, y'all. So now step 2 is done, and we just get into step 3, which is going to be creating the interior, which is going to be another simple, easy process. So all we do is click down on page 1 over here, and you can actually start your journal right here, go straight in head first, or you can do something I like to do, which is just add the title again to break it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just go to the cover page, copy all of the words, and I'm doing that by just hitting the shift key and clicking each of them. Then I'm going to come back to page 1, hit edit, and then I'm going to hit paste. And for some reason it pastes to the side sometimes, I don't know, but I just grab it and bring it over here. So again, you can leave it plain and simple like this, or you can come over here to the side and add some kind of picture behind it. And this is one that I found, but it is in color. I'm just stretching it so that it can fill the page a bit, y'all. And it is in color, and this is going to print black and white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to effects, and I'm going to grayscale it, and I'll hit OK. And then on the side over here, I'm going to take the image and I'm going to drag it to the bottom so that it is below everything. And then you want to make sure you're staying in those green lines, guys, because the book won't print if you don't. I'm just going to drag these words down to make everything fit in here. And now we have that interior first page done. And so what I usually do is skip page 2, and the reason being is usually when you open a journal, they have that first page of some kind of information on it, as you can see, and behind that page it's usually blank and empty. So this is your page 1 here, and then this will be your page 2 here. So the front is always the odd numbers. The back of that page is always the even. So then I want my journal to begin on page 3, just like how it is in this book. So to do that, we'll just come down to page 3 and we'll click on that. And I am going to go to right here. This is going to be the templates. It's already created for us, y'all, which makes this easy. We click into the template, and there's many different templates that you can choose from, but we are going with journal, which was at the top. I'm going to click that, and there are 3 different types of journal pages you can use. You can use the narrow one, which gives you more lines, the college journal, and then the wide journal. I'm going to go with the college journal. It's just about preference, whatever it is that you like. And so we wanted to fill all of these pages, so we'll select all. But when you do that, it's also going to select the first 3 pages that you don't want this on. So make sure you go back and click those 3 to deselect it. And then we'll hit next, and we'll leave everything as is. We'll hit submit. We can go through and see how everything looks. That's your cover page. That's just like your introductory page. This is that blank page, and then your journal starts here, and they'll have all of these blank pages left here. So the last thing for you to do now at this point is to go to the top, and you're going to hit download. And when you hit download, it'll give you these options. You want to go with CMYK, and that's because that's for printed books. It's going to give you the best quality. Once you select that, voila, it's done. And when it saves, it's going to save as a zip file. I usually drag and drop it to my desktop. But to open this zip file and get what you need, you'll just click on it, and then it'll create it as a regular folder. And when you go into it, you'll see your paperback cover and your interior. So before we move on to that final step of uploading this to Amazon KDP, I do want to let you know that in order to access Bookboat and do all of the things that I just showed you, you do have to be a member. So because of Mother's Day, I have a good promo for you, which is going to get you the professional plan of Bookboat for 6 months for only $49.99. On top of that, if you use my 20% off coupon, which is Mother's Day 20, you can get 6 months of the professional plan for only $39.99. That's basically like paying $6 a month. But this is going to give you the time to create enough books, because another way that a lot of people mess up is they feel like once they put out 1, 2, or 3 books and they're not really seeing much from that, they think that they're done. No, it's going to take you time, and these 6 months will allow you the time to do that so that you can put out enough books to actually start getting the results that you are looking for. Alright, so now on to the final step, which is going to be now uploading your book to Amazon KDP. If you do not have an account, you can create one. It is absolutely free to do, and it will be free for you to upload this book to Amazon. And this is where you'll give them all of your information, where you'll choose how you want to be paid. You can get direct deposit. They can pay you by wire transfer. They can pay you by check. And you'll also get paid once a month. I know a lot of people usually ask me questions about payments, so there's that. But once you actually log into Amazon, this is what you're going to find. We're going to select that create button, and you're going to choose paperback because that's what we made. It was a paperback. And from there, we're going to enter that book title. And please keep in mind, whatever title you put on the cover of your book is what needs to go in the book title. They will reject your book if what you put here does not match what is actually on the cover of your book. And as far as your subtitle, that's where you can add other stuff if you want to. But for author, you want to go ahead on and put that you are the author of this thing. And for description, you actually want to put something on there so people, once they click into your book, they can read then what your book is about. And so once you do that part, you're going to select the I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights, because you do. And under that, this is one of the next biggest things you want to make sure you focus on. That's adding the keywords. They allow you to add up to 7 keywords here, and you want to use all 7. Because the more keywords you add, the more it's going to pretty much expand the reach of your book so that you can have more people looking at it and eventually more people purchasing it. So again, what I did was went back to those keywords that we found in the beginning, and you can click the Amazon search volume to put it in order of the greatest amount of searches to the least. And so I just scrolled through that to look for things that pretty much match what I was talking about. And one of the main ones is pregnancy first time mom. That one has about 18,000 searches a month. So I'm tapping into some big search volumes. The next one is mom to be gifts first time. That one has a search volume of about 10,000 a month. So I'm telling y'all, the more you add on right there with the 10,000 and 18,000, that opens my book up to the possibility of reaching over 28,000 just with that, not even including the title or the other 5 we're about to add. So that's why this is important, y'all. And so once you finish with that, you go to your category section and you're going to choose that it is a low content book, because it is. And you also can choose up to 2 categories. I usually do 2 categories because if they give you a maximum amount of something to do, use it all. So I use Bookboat for this part. They have something called KDP categories, and I just type in mom journal and they show me under literary collections, go to diaries and journals, and that's what I went with. And on the next page, what you're going to do is allow that to remain the published without an ISBN, because with low content books, they don't give you ISBN. And I just left this section as is. We have a 6x9 inch book. This is where you are going to upload your manuscript and your cover page. Remember I told you it broke it down into 2 different files, because here it has to be uploaded separately. And once it's uploaded, you'll hit launch previewer, because you want to look at it one final time to make sure that it has everything lined up the way that you want it to be. So we're going to hit next, and then here is where you're going to price the book. And what I usually do is you can go to Bookboat. Under the cloud, when you are looking at those top sellers, it will show you an average price for the books of those top sellers. You can go with that price. So once you select your price, then you'll go down to the bottom and you will hit publish book. And then it's going to give you this, your paper book has been submitted once you're done. And it's going to take them up to 72 hours to review everything and to publish it. Like I told y'all, it's not really a hard process, but just some things to keep in mind once you have created your books. Again, do not just make 1, 2, or 3 books and then be like, that's it, this is not working. You want to put out as many as you can. I suggest, if you really want to make this work, over those 6 months, if you get that 6-month plan, aim to put out at least 100 books. If you can do that, that will really start to give you a feel of if this is something that you are really interested in. And like with anything, the more of anything you sell, the more possibility you have of getting sales. So that's going to be something really important, y'all. It takes time, and it's not going to happen with just 1 or 2 things. You have to put out as much as you can. But that's all I have for you today. If you have not liked this video, please do so, because it helps me out. Other than that, I thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. Peace.